It's Otaku time!
Yay! What's going on, friends? Welcome to Otaku Time, the show where we talk about anime, manga, and all things otaku. I'm your host, Dom, and we have our two normies, Strolly.
Hi.
And Marley.
What up?
So last week, you guys watched two of the Fate animes, Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Bladeworks.
Yes.
So I just want to talk a little bit about the origins of these shows.
Mm-hmm.
So, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Bladeworks comes from the visual novel Fate Stay Night. And so what visual novels are pretty much, they're games, but they're pretty much just the gameplay is reading or like making a decision or something like that.
Like the Telltale series?
So the visual novel that you probably know is Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, look at this normie.
Yeah, that's literally the reason. That's the point.
I know what you're talking about, Dom.
So visual novels basically have different routes that you can take.
Mm-hmm.
So in Doki Doki, you can have it has branching paths where the story splinters off into different things happen if you do so and whatever and whatnot.
Okay.
However, with Fate Stay Night, there are only 3 routes. So there's the Fate route, there's the Unlimited Bladeworks route, and there's the Heavens Feel route.
Ooh.
Yes.
Sounds cool shit.
All 3 have been adapted in some form. So the Fate route has one adaptation, a 2006 anime by Studio Dean, which has not aged well, and so not many people watch it.
Right.
Studio Dean also did a movie adaptation of Unlimited Bladeworks, so it's just a single movie that does the whole entire arc. And there's the Unlimited Bladeworks that you guys watched by Ufotable.
Yes.
And Ufotable also made 3 movies for the Heavens Feel route.
Oh, okay.
So basically, each route starts off the same way, like with Rin summoning Archer and them running into Shiro and then him summoning Saber. And then they all split off from that point.
Oh, okay.
And completely different things happen in each.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yes.
Makes sense.
So like in the Fate route, Shiro falls in love with Saber.
Ooh.
And then they goes on from that.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Heavens Feel, Shiro falls in love with Sakura.
Ah.
And also, this is just one of the Fates because there's a bunch of spin-offs and a whole bunch of other timeline stuff. There's Prisma Ilia, where Ilia is a magical girl and she joins magical girlfriends and fights things.
Ooh.
Oh, that sounds dope, actually.
Right. There's Apocrypha, where it has 2 teams of servants and masters, so 7-on-7 with a ruler, and they fight, and that's a different timeline. And then there's Grand Order, which is a mobile game, which is a gacha game, and then that has movies and anime based off of the story of that.
Jesus.
And
It's
then,
really
wow,
deep, dude.
yeah.
It's a lot deeper than I thought it was.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It gets very confusing.
My
And
goodness.
this is all part of, this is one universe that is a part of the a whole other encompassing universe that includes other properties that are made by Type Moon.
So are there things that are canon and non-canon, or is it all canon but just different timeline and different universe?
It's different timelines and universes and
Okay,
stuff.
so every story is valid. It just has ways to make it valid.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Okay.
Neat.
Yeah. So it gets very complicated
I believe it.
because, all these different things happen. And, Fate is one of the most confusing to get into. Once you start digging deep into it, then it's just, you go down and it's what, how, what, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was confused as fuck when I first started.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely got that motif that there's so much more underneath the surface.
It's
And
all
I
been
can
interesting,
only
though.
see how much you could actually do with that too.
Mm-hmm.
Just one more saber.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's another thing with that. So, the creator of Fate Stay Night really likes Saber's face, so he puts Saber's face on a lot of different characters.
That feels so
Yeah,
right.
okay. I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
that
like
makes sense.
Joan of Arc has Saber's face. King Arthur's saw in Mordred as Saber's face. And
I mean,
stuff.
Saber's face is a nice face. I don't blame him.
Saber's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let us begin with Fate Zero.
Yeah. That was dope. I really liked it. I liked because that's the first one, obviously, that we watched. That one was so cool to see, like, the heroes were actual heroes.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just like mythical, like it was mythical heroes, right? Like Gilgamesh is an epic, you know. All these other people, like, they didn't actually do those things, but like it was nice to see them like personified.
It was interesting. I didn't realize that they were going to use like actual historical figures.
Me neither.
For a lot of
And then when
things.
they did, I was like, ooh,
What an interesting take.
King Arthur, I know him.
Arturia.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Her.
Yeah. But I meant, like, you know, that's not how history's written.
Excalibur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was tight.
Yeah, I was hella confused when I started watching it, dude. There was so many people and there were so many characters introduced in such a short amount of time that I didn't figure things out until probably episode like 12 or 13.
Episode 1, 2, and like maybe 3 was just like throw up of character development. And then eventually it starts to like even itself out throughout the rest of the story. My hardest time with that was telling the difference between Kirei and Kiritsugu. I like could not tell the difference between their faces. Like it took me a while, like maybe like episode 10 when I realized that, oh, right. Okay. That's that. Got it. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I actually had a pretty easy time following that.
The names were hard. The servants, because the servants were so interesting and cool, they were really simple.
Yeah.
And then I identified the masters based on the servants as opposed to the servants based on the masters.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely easier that way because Saber, I mean, it's easier to conceptualize, you know, Archer, Saber, caster, that kind of thing. And then be like, okay, that's that face. And then match it up with the person that's controlling that person.
Exactly.
But it was dope.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was great. Yeah.
I really enjoyed Fate Zero.
It was a little convoluted.
Mm-hmm.
It was like just how dense it was. I feel like it didn't find a stride until halfway through.
Yeah.
Like when I started latching on to things and figuring out people's motivations and like who these people actually are. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, here's a stride. All right, I'm feeling it. But then there were also things that like all took me way out of it. Like the Gilgamesh, the air battle.
Oh yeah. See, I like that. That was probably one of my favorite scenes.
Gilgamesh got an airplane.
Yeah,
exactly. And then
I just liked it that Berserker took over an F-15 and was just like, I'm coming after your ass.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yes, please.
But it was so it for me it was just really weird to see. Not that like much of the rest of the series is grounded in like realism. Yeah. But like that was just a little too extreme for me.
Yeah, I wanted more of that scene, but that's because I like planes.
Yeah.
The thing that got me was when Castor was summoned. Like that was just the most like deranged feeling like that I got during the whole thing, where I was just like, he's just gonna do this, and then he comes out and he's just like, oh yeah, no, I'm totally gonna do that too, and he's like, bet we're gonna be best friends.
Yeah,
I was like,
I really like that.
What? What the hell?
Because he was like, child.
Yeah.
You can leave. And then like 2 seconds later the child fucking explodes and tentacles and shit, and he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, this is cool.
I definitely expected that. Like when the kid was like walking out, I was like, he's not going home. I know he's not going home.
I didn't expect it to be like that extreme.
Oh yeah,
though.
me
like,
neither.
You saw him get
neither.
snatched up and the blood just like, just explodes. I was like, whoa, dude. Yeah. That is
a
awesome.
giant balloon of blood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, no, that was cool. I really liked that. I really, really, really liked Ryder. He was probably what sold me on
Ryder
all
and
of,
Waver are like the best combo.
Yeah. But like Ryder in
simplest.
general, just because he was just so like nonchalant about everything. Like, no, I'm just gonna go do this. And Waver's like, no, that's not a good idea. And he was like, we're gonna go do this or I'm leaving you here. And he's like, all right, fine, let's go. I don't want to be here.
Yeah,
like when he almost left him on the bridge.
I like their joined arc the best.
Yeah,
I feel like it was the simplest story
mm-hmm.
in that series. Just because like it was the easiest, like the most like identifiable arc. It was like their relationship was so good, and there wasn't a lot of like intricacy to it. Yeah, it was just Waver growing as a person based on who Ryder was.
Yeah, by Ryder's lead. Yeah.
Yeah. which I enjoyed.
Yep.
I would have watched a lot more of them.
And it really brought into the archetype of what Ryder was there for and like what he stood for during like their little wine ceremony, their little wine party.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryder was like, "Nah, you got to make these people work for you." And and then that's basically what Waver did.
You ain't
but
no
like
king.
out of love, and then just totally shits on Saber. And I was like, "You're on your last
That's not
straw
what I was.
here,
That's
Ryder."
not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna be like, "Your ideals are you're like cool or whatever."
Yeah.
You know, but then he was like, "You're not a king. You're just a girl." I was like, "Damn, dude."
Yeah.
But like Ryder was like the straightest character. Like he never changed. He was just always the same exact
Static. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's and then he helped Waver grow as a person. And I was like, I like that. That's simple, to the point, clear arc. I like that. I enjoyed it. I like the relationship.
And you really felt it like at the end when like him and Gilgamesh were fighting, and you're just like, no.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't do it.
No, stay with him.
Don't do it. No.
Be bros.
Yes.
Play that game together.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he goes back and he's like,
what an
"He
idiot."
never even played this game, you idiot. Like
He starts setting it up and shit. Pulls a bog out. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Waver kind of gets a happy ending with his like stolen parents or whatever.
Yeah, which that was like odd to me. But then the old dude was like, well, my wife's happy. Yeah, I was like, you're cool with this dude? Like,
yeah. So I kind of got it like when that scene was happening, but he wasn't from there, and he moved there and put magic spell on those grandparents to say that he was the grandchild, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Okay,
he was
cool.
from London.
Yes.
I don't know exactly what I missed, but I missed that.
That was you missed like his whole introduction. Because he was in class with fucking Archibald.
Yeah, he was in the clock
No,
tower.
I remember that. Yeah, and I remember him
tower.
stealing Ryder's catalyst,
Mhm.
and then next thing I know, he was just like in Japan. I don't know, like subtitles, and like I kind of miss things that are going on. I'm a slow reader, so like it takes me a little bit to get through the subtitles.
Gotcha.
And then like sometimes like I miss a couple words, and I'm like, yeah, I got the gist.
Yeah. Yeah. Waver was cool. Ryder was cool. I feel like their relationship was the best. Kiritsugo was my favorite character just because he was about his fucking mission.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Holy shit, dude!
Yeah.
He was fucking like when he was like when he fucking blew up that tower, dude.
That
To
was...
try to get Lancer and his master.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, my man was dedicated.
Yeah.
And then I even like the little, what was it, like 3 episodes or something like that, when they kind of went through his like
His backstory.
Yeah, his backstory. Yeah,
At the
like
island and stuff.
Yeah, that was like really dope. It's like, okay, it all makes sense, and it's like I'm starting to feel more for him because, I mean, I feel like I would put myself in that situation.
Listen,
maybe, I don't know.
He was about his fucking mission.
Yep, that was it.
He was about his idea.
Yep.
Like that. Like again, just a straight character that would go fucking 110% to get his shit
He would
done
sacrifice everything just to appease his own goals
until the end.
Well, he still kind of did that, but then like didn't realize that his goals were stupid.
Well, his goals weren't stupid, but the way to achieve his goals was
exactly
not the best.
Yeah. Well, I think it was because,
which is I actually really like the ending in that.
Yeah, me too. It was very like real, like when he was like when he was inside the Grail, and like he was like, there's a boat of 300 and a boat of 200. They're both sinking at the same exact time, and they will both sink at the same exact time. Who do you save? And he's like, well, the 300. And he was like, would the 200 stop you? What do you do? And it's just like, he's like, and it's like, you'd kill them all. And I was like, damn. Yo, it's so true. He totally would.
Like, as admirable as his hopes and dreams were, it's kind of like there's no way to achieve them without death. Without basically forfeiting your own. Like, they're contradictory. Like
exactly.
What you're trying to achieve is contradictory to your goals.
He's a straight up killer.
Yeah.
Like when he kills Archibald. Like he like makes
a
pact with him. He's like, yeah, I won't hurt you. And then he gets Maya to go snipe him. It's like, oh damn.
Yeah. As soon as he was like, as soon as he signed the fucking pact, I was like, where's Maya? Where's she at? Where's my girl at? I know she was out there.
Yeah.
I was so hyped when that happened. I was like, he's about his shit.
Yeah.
And then the way he explained it, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, and then he even explained it to the point where I was like, that was justified. Totally. Like,
Archibald was
savage.
a dick.
Well, yeah, I mean, he definitely was. Yeah, and he fought in the shadows like a little
bitch.
Yeah, that was the word that I was going to use.
Yeah. Yeah, I oddly enough, like I love Saber as a. I feel like I love Kuritsugu as a master the best out of all the masters.
Mm-hmm.
I love Saber as a hero the best out of all the heroes, and Waver and Ryder's relationship together the best.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I could agree with that. I liked Saber and Lancer's chivalry that they had for each other. Like they were just like
The mutual respect among heroes.
Yep, exactly. Like, nope, now's not the time.
Mm-hmm.
Our time will come, and then their time comes, and then
Until Lancer had to.
until
that moment, where he was just like, "Fuck you all."
Yeah.
Poor Lancer.
Yeah, poor guy.
Chivalry went out the fucking window. He was like, "I fucking curse you."
Yeah,
Just
We can
wanted an
finally-
honorable fight.
Yeah.
Come on.
we can finally have our honorable fight. It's nighttime after that big old battle. No one's gonna intervene. This famous last words.
Sudden intervention.
Yeah, yeah. That was yeah. That was wild.
Yeah.
That was wild, but it was really good.
I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting that at
Yeah.
all. That was really cool.
I really like the linear aspect of the servants, like
Mhm.
the servant master relationship type stuff. Like it wasn't really any funny business. Like when the servant would die, it would be brought to some, like the way that they explained it or the way that I was understanding it. It was like that's how I felt like it kind of went.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as compared to Unlimited Bladeworks, it felt a little bit less strict to that rule and regulation, but for the most part, it was I liked how I didn't have to worry about the drama of the Holy Grail War. I got to worry about the drama of, the people and their interactions with their servant, like Kirei and Kiritsugu fighting each other, and then the servants actually fighting and stuff like that. It wasn't so much. It was more or less like the individual battles that I could focus on and not have to worry about so much like the drama that was going on outside.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if that makes sense. I like that. I mean, not saying that Unlimited Bladeworks had any of that. I'm not. That's not the comparison I was trying to make. But I just like how that felt.
I don't know. I feel like Zero was overall like way more convoluted. It seemed way more dense.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, it was a lot more all at once. Where I feel like Unlimited Bladeworks is a lot more well paced.
Yeah.
They really pile it on in the beginning of Zero,
and it just kind of takes off from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they had little pauses where they would explain some of the backstory and some of the things that would happen.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, there was just so much. I feel like it was just a lot.
Yeah. The one thing I will say with Fate Zero was that it felt more like an anime that I kind of would be used to experiencing, where like the fights were like the actual battles were like 40 seconds long. And then there's just like nothing but dialogue and story.
Mm-hmm.
But the dialogue and story was fantastic to where I didn't miss the battling as much. It was more anticipation for the battling. Where at least with like some of the other things that like I would talk down about would be like, the dialogue's just cheesy dialogue that's just filler in there.
Mm-hmm.
There was no real, it didn't feel like there was any filler. But I kind of wanted to see more servant clashing. I think that would have been lit. Like, just to see more all-out brawls,
right?
Instead of like the little skirmishes that would kind of happen.
Well, I think they couldn't do that because of how story dense it was.
Oh yeah.
You
No,
know,
I mean I
agree.
understand.
I wanted to see more servant on servant action.
Yeah,
but like the
Why
story.
does that sound more sexual than what it needed to be?
I mean, it does get kind of sexual, deeper parts of the story.
Do tell.
Yeah, what?
So, one of the things in the Fate universe is that you can transfer mana from master to servant or whatever, and you do that via sex.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, so like in the Fate route, Shiro bangs Saber before she goes and fights Ryder.
Oh.
Nice.
As is customary.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, so like I kind of wish I would have saw that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That would have been way better.
I know, right? No, but like I do think that I would have liked to see a little bit more action. But that's really the only like nick that I could put against it, cuz I mean other than that I truly enjoyed all of it.
I'd say for me Zero as a whole was a little too dense to its own detriment sometimes. You know, like it wasn't paced very well. There were things that drew me, as dense as it was. There were those times where I was completely drawn out of the story and what was happening.
Yeah,
the air battle for one.
Wow.
And then the motorcycle transformation that Saber did. That
I was dope
like,
too.
like it was just like what?
Yeah.
Like where was this established before that she could do this, and why is this happening?
Yeah, I kind of just like, yep.
Like she was like,
anime.
wind, and then the motorcycle fucking transforms. I was like, what?
You've never seen that before? Come on, man.
Yeah, she got wind powers, bro.
Yeah.
She got wind powers that transform a motorcycle into a cooler motorcycle. Like I was like,
makes it more aerodynamic. Come on.
Yeah. Jeez, makes total sense.
It makes it more wind.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. There, those moments like completely like threw me off. I feel like they didn't belong in the series.
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand that. I just kind of wrote it off as, well, it's anime, so I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I immediately accept anything weird because I already kind of expect that going in.
Yeah. And I mean, it's.
I mean, let's be real. These Japanese and not all of them were Japanese, but these random magic wielding people just summoned random heroes from history. So if you're gonna be like, well, this is weird, like
mech battles.
That's kind of weird.
Mech battles kind of stand out in the world of fantasy.
When
it comes to ancient magic, the fucking air battle was.
It was an air battle, and it was dope.
Yeah, his transforming fucking airplane dirigible. Uncultured. Jesus Christ.
No, I really like that scene.
I am the bone of my soul.
I like the Unlimited Bladeworks more than Zero, though. Well, she just spent probably weeks in a pit of dickworms. Like, what do you? She's a child.
But he did it for her.
Well, I want to circle back to Rin real quick.
Mm-hmm. Best
so,
girl.
Yeah.
Well, I played Persona 5 Royal, so I think I can do it. That was 120 hours for reference.
Subtle flex. She was like, no. Like, I was like, oh man, this is adorable.